up, YouTube? My name is Carly Fries, and today is my birthday! Woo! I'm turning 23. Help me. And I decided to follow in the footsteps of one of my favorite people on the planet, Jenna Marbles, and for the past few years she has been doing these videos about the things that she's learned in all of her years on this planet. And I decided, since it's my first birthday, since starting my YouTube channel, of course I want to do my own version. So I've got 23 things to talk about that I have learned in my 23 years. There's no such thing as an inappropriate time to eat ice cream. That thing that people are telling you that you can't do, like, don't listen to them. You can do it. Like, it even, like, for me, it makes me want to do things even more. Like, people say, oh, your generation, you can't own a house. My partner and I are saving up for the next few years, and I swear to God, in the next 2 years, we will be putting a down payment on a house. You can't stop us. Like, don't put our generation in a box. If you're still young, slow down. A lot of young people, like teenagers, all they want is to grow up super fast, and trust me when I tell you that you do not want to grow up, because responsibilities suck. Work sucks, bills suck. I miss high school and all my friends and literally having no other responsibilities but homework, and even then, how often did you really do your homework? Was that just me? Was I a bad student? I miss my mom being there to cook me dinner every night. Don't get me wrong, like, I like living on my own, and I have been for the past year, and it does obviously have its benefits, but it definitely isn't easy. And the older you get, the faster time seems to fly by. Like, today I'm 23, tomorrow I'm gonna be 30, and that's fucking terrifying. Like, when I was in high school, I wanted to be married by 24 and start having kids at like 26. Lol. Which brings me to live with your parents for as long as you can, because when you're gone, you'll be wishing that you would have stayed longer. Like, you might feel like a loser living with your parents at, I don't know, like 24, 25, but if you have that opportunity, do it, because you might be a loser, but you're gonna be a rich loser, because you don't have to pay rent and utilities and everything that comes along with living on your own. Whatever feels like the end of the world right now probably won't feel that way later on, and you know what? It might not even take that long for you to reach that point where you're like, did I really care that much about that thing? And you did, and you shouldn't have, and you'll realize that later on, that things will get better. You do not have to have a 9-to-5 office job to feel like a normal, fully functioning adult. I mean, I did the whole work at a desk, at a computer thing, like 9-to-5 job. I did that for a while after university, and it was fine, but like, it just wasn't for me. And that doesn't make me any less of a successful adult. Like, I work 4 days a week in 10-hour shifts at night. I make YouTube videos and I freelance write. I don't see what's wrong with that. It's far from a normal career path, but it's what makes me happy. And it's also a whole lot more interesting than saying, oh, I go sit at a desk all day and then I come home and want to kill myself. And you don't have to be passionate about your job. As long as you don't, like, hate your job with a passion and you have some sort of hobby that you are actually passionate about, then that's fine. Not everyone has to love their day job, as long as they have something in their life that they do love doing. And if you do love your job, then great, kudos to you, but like, don't let your job become your life, because I mean, I live by the philosophy that you work to live, you do not live to work. So even if you love your job, make sure that your job is not your life, because that's just fucking sad. Your body will start to turn on you when you get older. What you gotta do is you gotta change your habits. They don't tell you that. Or if they did, I did not listen. Fuck me, right? Once you hit your 20s, you basically cannot treat your body the same way that you did as a teenager. You cannot eat the same things. You have to exercise. And I did none of that for a really long time, and I mean, as much as I love junk food and hate working out, I do regret it now because I put on a lot of weight since high school. I was very, very thin in high school, and now I'm like a little overweight, and it's very hard to get that off because it's been years since I've done any sort of like physical activity. That sounds really bad, but like I get really out of breath really easily. I don't like vegetables, and I just want to eat chips and sit in bed. Just be aware that once you hit your 20s, your metabolism is just gonna like sneak up on you and be like, boo bitch. And all of a sudden this year I need glasses too. Like, I'm literally dying. Summer lasts literally a second. Like, I know that should seem obvious, but like if you live somewhere like I do where there are actual seasons, every time summer comes around, you're probably like, yes, like 3 months of like summer and beautiful days and like hanging out at the beach by the pool and whatnot, and then summer's just like bye and like goes away as fast as it came, and you're just like, what? Even though you should have learned from your mistakes, like, because the same thing probably happened last year. But every single year we get our hopes up, and then summer lasts literally like a second. Again, with time going by so fast, can you stop? There are a lot of humans out there that are pieces of shit, so just hang out with dogs instead. Life gets better when you stop caring so much about how you look. At least that's what I've found to be true. I do love makeup, clearly, and I love wearing makeup, but I used to think that makeup was essential to, you know, when I would leave the house. If I was not wearing makeup, I did not want people to see this. But this year when I graduated university and started working full-time, the job that I had originally, I was not allowed to wear makeup because there was a factory and I had to do tours, so like you just could not wear makeup or jewelry. And that was really hard for me because I was very self-conscious about, you know, going to work and all these people seeing me, but eventually I did get used to it, and now I work overnights. I don't want to wear makeup every day, so I just wear a moisturizer and go into work like I don't give a fuck. Honestly, it's not that like I don't wear makeup and I'm like, oh, like don't look at me. Like one day, like a while ago, I just kind of looked at myself in the mirror without makeup and was like, huh, it's not that bad. Like it was just all in my head because I cared too much about what people thought. Now I care more about 1, getting more sleep, and 2, being more comfortable in my own skin. You don't like the way I look without makeup? Does it look like I give a fuck? They say don't meet your heroes, but fuck that. I met Jenna Marbles last year at Bufferfest, and she was every bit as amazing as I thought she was going to be. Meet your heroes. Do it. Don't keep real plants in your house unless you enjoy failure. When you move out on your own, you're gonna wanna buy plants. I don't know why, it's just some maternal instinct that you're just gonna wanna put something in your house to take care of it. I don't know. But trust me, they're gonna die, and you're gonna feel like shit. I learned that Central America isn't actually a continent. This was quite recent and it still baffles me. I don't care if it isn't an official continent. It should be. Is anybody gonna get on that? People change. Like, I used to be really, like, impartial when it came to cats. Like, I didn't hate them, I just never really met a cat that I particularly was fond of until the last few years or so, where I met 3 pretty decent cats, and now I have to say, pretty pro cat now. Your teachers will lie to you and say that you need math in your life after high school, but you really don't. You know how I know that? I can still only do basic math, and you know what I do for a living? I'm a baker! No matter how old I get, I still think Harry Potter is the best thing to ever happen to the world. You don't have to go out every weekend to have fun. If fun for you is sitting at home on a Friday night wearing sweatpants, eating a bag of chips, and watching a rerun of Survivor, then you're either me or you're a normal human being who's allowed to do whatever the fuck they want to do. Spend time doing what makes you happy, not what other people tell you that you should be doing with your time, but at the same time, go out sometimes. I love staying at home and having me time and reading and watching my shows. So when people are like, hey, do you want to do something tonight? I'm like, I'm super busy. playing Candy Crush. Or like, I'm tired, so I'm just gonna stay up for like 3 hours and finish my book. Or The Honest, that just doesn't sound better than sitting at home and watching The Bachelor. But sometimes you just gotta say yes even though you'd really rather be at home, because going out and hanging out with other people just makes you feel like a human being. Plus, later on in life, you won't remember those random nights that you stayed at home alone, but you will remember that one time that you and your friends got out of a car on an abandoned road in the middle of nowhere just to dance to Gangnam Style for no other reason than we felt like it. If you're a girl, don't pee in the woods unless you feel really confident about it, or you're gonna walk around for the rest of the day with pee on your legs. True story. Being bad at certain things does have its advantages sometimes, especially if the thing you're bad at is something you don't like doing. Like, I'm a shitty driver, and a bunch of us went on a road trip to Florida last year, and I was the only person in the car who was not allowed to drive because literally nobody trusted me with their lives. It's cool though, because I just got to sleep the whole time. Moral of the story? If you don't want to do something, make sure people know you're bad at it. I learned that no matter how hard I try, I'll still never be able to spell the word embarrassing. Don't procrastinate your happiness. If you're in high school or whatever and you're having a bad time, like, sure, you can remind yourself that the future might hold better things. But I mean, that might not be true. And even if it is true that later on you'll be happier, do you really want to look back at those other years and like be like, shit, like that really sucked? I mean, obviously sometimes you just can't change your situation, but if you can, do whatever it takes to be happy now instead of, oh, I'll be happy later. That way, no matter what, you look to the past and you have happy memories and you can be hopeful about the future and you're happy right now. Stop procrastinating, because if you do that, you're never gonna be happy. You're just gonna be like putting it off into the future, like, okay, maybe like tomorrow will be better. No, make today better. Like, I'm an optimist, and for some that might be a flaw, but I must be doing something right because I'm really happy. Finally, don't let other people make you feel weird. It happened to me way too many times, whether it's how much sleep I get, or my history with anxiety, or how I like to eat my cereal. There's no such thing as normal. Everyone's different, and different isn't necessarily bad. In fact, the more weird you are, honestly, the more likely I am to want to be your friend. And I guess that's it. Did you like this video? If you did, please give it a thumbs up and write in the comments down below what are some life lessons that you've learned, and please subscribe to my channel if you want more random videos like this, as well as beauty and books and unboxings and all that good stuff. And now I'm going to go and eat cake. Even though I just talked about trying to watch what you eat when you're older, it's my birthday. That. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching again, and as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye!